All righty, folks, it is Thursday night, Steve. Here we are, and look at here, guess what? We're both here tonight.
Can you believe that? Back again.
Back together. Okay, folks, it is Thursday night. Believe it or not, it is the week before Christmas.
Yeah, it is.
80 degrees outside.
Hey,
dang near it up here in South where are we? South Alabama, North Florida.
Hey, but tomorrow it's going to drop about 40 degrees.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be down in the up 30s tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, I believe. You never know. It drops.
And listen, and what would be great about that is that means we hunt the weekend. Now, folks, listen. All you folks sitting out there, everybody says to us, you know, we've been in the industry a long time. I want to be in the hunting industry. Ooh, I want to be in the hunting industry. Well, folks, I got news for you. It's not all hunting. And so sometimes you don't get to go climb that tree as much as you want to or when you want to because it's showtime. So,
right.
But we're glad you're here. It's Thursday night. And, folks, stay tuned. When we get back, we got a big old show for you, and we're all together, and we're going to kick this thing off. Be right back.
You don't like old milk. Deer don't like old urine. Brown and cloudy urine reeks of ammonia. Ammoniated urine means it's old, not fresh, and it doesn't fool deer. Top Secret Deer Scents, the only scent on the market that's oxygen-free from collection to bottle. It's yellow and clear because it's fresh. It's the only scent on the market that says a deer is here now and not last week.
All righty, folks, we're back. Listen. It is Thursday night. It's the week before Christmas, and we got a little housekeeping we want to do. First of all, we want to remind everybody what?
Hey, we're going to give away a free hunt. Folks, I know we've talked about this, I guess, about each week on the show.
That's
but
right.
Just if you're new tuning in, we got a free hunt that we're giving away, and you got to be a club member to register for the show. So you got to buy a bottle of the reserve, and
their choice, either one,
buck or the doe, that automatically enters you into a drawing for the free hunt. It's going to be in Dallas County, Alabama, with myself, Don Bell, and my brother Mike. And,
which will be a hoot.
Yeah, it's going to be a hoot. It's going to be a good time. Food and lodging provided. The hunt's actually going to be January 15th, 16th, 17th. And join now all the way up through January the 2nd for your chance to win. We're going to draw it on January the 2nd. We're going to have the drawing. But we're not going to announce the winner till January the 7th.
That's right.
I believe the night of the show that night. So current club members, you're automatically entered already. So, and no cash value, guys. No rescheduled dates. That's the dates we've already got that set in stone.
We're already at the tail end of the season.
That's right. So transportation is not included, but get yourself there, and we take care of the rest, folks.
It is. Listen, folks, it's a good place to hunt. You're in the Black Belt of Alabama, and if you don't know where that is, Google it.
That's right. That's right. We'll have a great time.
It is the best place in Alabama to hunt, and it's the historical Black Belt. Got good animals, and of course, can't nobody guarantee you're gonna kill a deer. If I had him tied up and told you to shoot him, I couldn't guarantee you're gonna kill him. But you will have you'll have an opportunity to kill some good deer.
That's right.
And I guarantee you're gonna have a big time.
Absolutely.
Because you got three absolute nuts.
And good food.
And good food. That's right, because you're going to be among us.
That's right. We like to eat.
So, hey, that's coming up, and we're going to draw that the 7th. And that's from the ATA. We'll be at the ATA, and we're going to draw that live from the ATA show.
That's right.
So, stay tuned. That's going to be a big old show. You know what? That's going to be a big old show. Not only are we showing you what's new for 16, and boy, do we have some stuff new for you. Guys, listen. We got some good stuff coming, and we're launching a whole new brand. Wait till you see it. Mama's gonna protect the credit card because your butt's gonna break it out. And I don't blame you. Listen, that's the reason we're doing this. It's good stuff.
That's right.
And but that's coming up. So Steve, also we got next week is Christmas Eve. So we won't be here.
No.
But we'll be here reminding you that we're not here.
That's right.
Because it's what?
It's Santa Claus is coming.
Santa Claus is coming. So we won't be here. We're going to be waiting on Santa Claus just like your butt is.
You're going to be working your butt off getting ready for Santa to be
That's
there,
right. Putting the swing sets together and all that stuff. Just enjoying the big old time.
That's it.
And also, of course, the following week is Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that holiday. And guess what? We won't be there, but we will be there telling you we're not there because why?
We won't be bringing in the new year. Steve will be asleep, so not that early. But I ain't staying
so the
up
next
till
2
midnight.
weeks, dude, it is holiday. We're gonna spend time with our family.
Families, yeah.
Folks, seriously, we do a lot of traveling, as you can imagine. Just think how we're both, either one of us or both of us are gone. It's these brands that we have out there, they don't get out there by themselves.
Ooh, a lot of
And
work.
so, it takes a lot of work to get them out there to where you can walk into a store and buy them and have success from it. So we work hard for that. But these 2 days, we're going to take time off. We encourage you to take time off, spend time with mom and the family. So let's see here. The ATA is coming up. The first Thursday in January. That'll be the next live show after tonight. And live from ATA.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Like Christmas morning.
Yes, sir.
Dude, if everybody could just walk around, your eyes would get that big around walking around, because you see everything new that everybody's going to sell to you, try to sell to you. Next year, we're introducing it on the 7th.
That's right.
So it's, but you're going to get a glimpse at it live from the show the first Thursday night in January. So we're really excited about all we're going to do. All right, Big Steve, let's see here. We're going to take a commercial break or no? Well, we got us questions and answers, okay? We're going to jump into this, and let's see what we got, Steve, on the Facebook question.
We got Ace Lynn from Birmingham, Alabama. It says, what exactly is the purpose of a tarsal gland on a buck?
Well, Big Ace there, Birmingham, Alabama. A deer has a lot of glands, and for different functions, and most of the glands, biologists pretty well feel comfortable they know what it is. The tarsal, they know without a doubt what it is. That is a declarative gland, and what it is, the gland is located on the back inside knee of the deer.
Right.
And what it does, it secretes a musk. Everybody knows what a tarsal gland is, or some hunters call them hocks.
Yeah.
It secretes a musk, and as the buck urinates, it's called rub urination. He rubs urine. The urine goes over and he rubs his knees together, and it stains the tarsal. The urine mixes with the musk onto the scrape, and then he'll paw it with the interdigital between the hoof. That is the ruddy notor of a white-tailed buck. So it plays a huge role in the mating part of going into the rut season with white-tailed deer, primarily in fall.
Does that pretty much tell what a buck's identity, I guess?
Yeah, there's a lot of that in it, between that and the identity not only of the deer, but with the urine with it, and it certainly shows a hierarchy.
Right.
Everybody recognizes that you've seen a buck that's really stained dark, kind of just dark. He's a very mature buck, older buck, and he's steadily pouring it to it. And it primarily only happens in the fall. But a doe is called rub urination, happens in the fall. But a doe will rub urination 365 days a year. So big difference. And but they're showing status too. Both of them show status, but the buck is way more intensive. And it starts intense, but it really gets intense toward the primary scrape in the master bedroom, what we call the master bedroom. All right, Big Ace, hope that answered your question. I think we got us a telephone call coming in. Let's see if we do.
Yeah.
I saw the little.
I was going to say, how'd you know?
We're high tech. All righty, you got Don and Steve. Who we got?
We got Neil Johnson.
All right there. Must Neil Neil Pine, Mountain, Arkansas.
Yeah, Mountain Pine, Arkansas.
Now,
Mountain Pine.
Mountain
Arkansas.
Pine. What part of the state? What are you near?
Southern part, pretty much close to Arkadelphia, Texarkana,
Okay. All right.
All right.
Little Rock.
There you
Gotcha,
go.
gotcha.
I was trying to place it in relation to Little Rock. We've got a label company we use out of Little Rock. Used them for a long time there. Well, we're glad to have you tonight. What kind of question you got?
You're on the rut season. What would be the best time to go? It would be the early morning, about mid or late afternoon.
Neil, are you talking about the peak of the rut when a buck's chasing a doe? Or
Yeah,
you?
about the peak of the rut, about the peak between the peak and the middle.
Okay. Well, the reason I say that is, of course, the rut is, we do this show 52 weeks a year, and it's called Hunting the Rut. And so the rut's broken into 3 periods, pre, peak, and post. And the peak is the middle part, sort of like Neil climbing a mountain. The opening day of bow season in Arkansas, they're out of velvet, or the majority of them will be out of velvet. They're in rut. Once he sheds velvet, he's out of, he's in rut. Mm-hmm. And then once you see a buck chasing a doe, that is the beginning of the peak of the rut. The word estrus means the doe will stand and not run. That's the peak. Is that what you're talking about when the bucks are chasing the does, or before that?
Roughly about when they're chasing them.
Okay. All right. So now then, let's go back to the question then. Your question is whether to hunt early morning or late evening?
Or middle of the day.
Middle of the day.
About early morning, middle of the day.
I'm going to tell you, my preference is pretty much, same as in Alabama, it is afternoon. Late afternoon is, to me, seems like it's always the best time. But now, a lot of people prefer those mornings, but now where we hunt's afternoon. Of course, now a lot of different states, you never know when it's peak. You need to be there all day.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, I like afternoon hunts too. I mean, to me, it just gets up daylight, those early mornings at early light, I like it. And you can just almost feel he's coming out. But once it gets up on, unless it's a good cold day, that's different, or a dreary day, rainy day. But if it's in the peak, like Steve said, get high and get still.
Yep.
Because at that point, you just want to get high and get still where you can see, because they're running them.
Yeah.
Unless but even with that, to Steve's point, I'd still try to hunt, if I'm hunting scrapes or primary scrape, which you would be at that point, I would still try to hunt inside of that primary scrape, but still get high. Because you may have a buck come along there, he ain't on a doe and he wants to check a scrape out.
Right.
So, but you bow hunting or gun hunting?
I actually do both. I just got me a compound bow beginning of last year.
Well, look at you.
And this is my first year going to get to use it. So.
Oh, you hadn't shot one with it yet?
I haven't got to yet.
Well, let me encourage you, don't do it. Because if you do, you don't do it. Because if you do, you won't ever put it down.
Steve, that's all he does is bow hunt.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bow hunt up to gun season comes in, and then I'm going to shoot them with that dang longbow.
Yeah, I got the compound, and I got my AR-223 that I use during gun season. So.
I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that.
See?
Nothing wrong with that.
No, listen, I mean, that's a fine gun. Listen, folks, you ain't got to gut them when you shoot them. People use 7 mags and all this kind of stuff. And listen, I kid, I'm not kidding about this. I kid people because for years up to this year, I just went to a 243 this year. I mean, normally I shoot a 22, 250, 55 grain.
Shoot.
But think about this. There's not much in North America. There's not many animals in North America that if you shoot them behind the ear, that their butt ain't going to hit the ground. Now, it's just, but you got to hit them behind. Grizzly, you better make sure you hit his butt clean behind the ear. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want to. So, but
yeah, I got a good question for you for my old time.
All right.
Mom, Dad and Grandpa, usually tell you if you shoot one with a 22, when you're little, shoot them behind the ear.
That's right. There you are.
Last year, I shot a 6-point with a 22 in the heart.
Mm-hmm.
He ran 15 yards and dropped.
Yep.
Hollow point.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Listen, there's.
That day, I never believed if you shot them anywhere else, they would die.
Yeah, now that's hard. Because normally you shoot a deer in the heart, he's gonna haul butt. He's gonna run.
Yeah.
His butt's on fire and he'll run.
But you made a perfect shot.
Yeah.
And apparently you did hit.
That's right. But that shows you can do it, and you ain't got to gut him when you do it, do you?
No, I was shocked when I seen it hit him, and he dropped.
How far were
Daddy
you?
always told me shoot 'em behind the ear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you can't always shoot him behind the ear, you know.
No,
I mean,
not always.
But you know, are you from Arkansas originally?
No, I'm actually from Mississippi.
What part of Mississippi?
Down around Hattiesburg.
Okay. Yeah. We got a big distributor down there in Harrisburg, Ferris Brothers. You ever heard of them?
Yes, sir, I have.
Yeah, good folks down there. Mm-hmm. Crazy as loons, but they're good folks. Now, Bart, they'll get me for that, but you know I'm telling the truth. Good folks, been around a long time. Ferris Brothers, you know, his dad, Bart's son's running it now, and his son's in it. So it's in the third generation. And good company.
They do a fine job.
Fine company, and they reach out there and they're growing too.
Yep.
But the reason I asked you if you lived there is that Steve, when you shoot a deer with a bow, where are you trying to hit him with a bow? People ask all the time, where do you shoot a deer? Well, it depends on what you're hunting.
Yeah.
What you're hunting is to where you shoot him. Now, you have a preference, Steve, where you shoot one with a bow?
I always aim for that bottom third of the deer, right behind the front shoulder.
And I like him that and quartered
Quarter
away.
away, preferably, or
Yep.
broadside.
Yeah, if I can get him quartered, you're right behind the rib cage.
Right.
That little soft stomach between the hip and that, and you slide it in there. You're not contending with the ribs.
That's right.
And but now if I'm shooting him with a rifle, I'm gonna either shoot him behind the ear or high in the shoulder. I mean, you shoot him high in the shoulder, his feet's gonna go up.
Yep.
If you're filming for like TV or video, Neil, you don't want to shoot him. You want to shoot him when his butt's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Yep.
It looks bad that you make a bad shot and you get something runs off.
Well,
People will talk about you. They remember that stuff.
On the 18th of November, I shot him about 3 inches behind the left shoulder, about 3 inches below his backbone, and he dropped.
Yes, sir. What he's doing, he's taking the full load.
Yeah.
He's taking, he's taking the full load. Now, if I was going to shoot him with,
That's a bad spot though to shoot him with a bow, right?
no,
there.
you can't hit him with a bow. Now, I'm talking about a rifle,
Yeah, there's a spot in there with a bow that you hit them high like that.
He just gonna stand
You might as well just
like a hog.
You might as well not even look.
That's right. A hog. Have you ever shot a hog?
Yep.
All right, you got to let that. He's got that shoulder, that gristle plate. You got to let him step forward and then shoot him there.
Yeah.
Let him. If you don't, you're gonna hit. You're gonna hit that plate.
That gristle plate behind the shoulder blade that's about anywhere from a half inch to an inch thick.
He's got to step forward for you to make that shot. But can you hunt with a shotgun there?
Yeah.
Deer hunt?
Yeah.
Well, growing up in Alabama, the way we deer hunted is we'd load a number, pull the plug out. That's legal in Alabama, 5 shot. We'd load it 2 number ones, 2 double aughts, 1 triple aught.
Yep.
That's the order. That's right. First 2 shots, as many pellets as you can get him when he gets up in that clear cut. He's leaving you. You didn't get the shot. You got them 2 number ones, and it don't take but 1 of them triple aughts to bring his butt down. That's like a rifle. So 2, 2, and 1.
Yep.
Y'all speaking another language to me now.
Well, so it does matter where you're going to hit him, what you're shooting with to do it. I mean, so it matters. Now listen, I'm just assuming in this conversation, as smart, can't you tell how smart this man is? He's smart, ain't he? So I know you using top secret, right?
No, I'm not.
Lord,
I've
have
been
mercy.
trying to find it, and I have not been able to find it up here.
Well, hello, they don't have internet up there where you are?
Yeah, but where I'm sitting, I sit in between 2 mountains, and I don't have internet access.
Lord, have
I got
mercy.
You. I got you.
Well, you can get it. God, Cabela's has it. Dick's has it. Your local sporting goods should have it. Walmart should have it. Any of those guys or your local dealer. And if the local dealer doesn't have it, he can call his local distributor and say, hey, I want Top Secret, Scent Defense, BioShield, Fog Zero, any of the brands, and they can get it. Or you can go to topsecretdeerscent.com and get it.
Okay.
And
Yes, sir.
when does your season go out?
Our actual gun season just closed up, but we got a 3-day hunt coming for Christmas, and then the rest of bow season is till the 28th of February.
Well, I'll tell you what you
Good
do. You
grief.
hang this phone up and you go tell Mama that you heard Santa Claus was coming. There's a guy in a red suit, and we happen to have a 1/10 of 1% club special going. You might could even win this hunt to come down here and go hunting with us. That'd be a hoot.
right.
That'd be a hoot.
Yep.
But you can go to topsecretdeerscent.com. If you can't get it, get somebody to get online. They can get it to you, and we can ship it the day you order it.
All right.
Well, big guy,
Looking
we
forward.
appreciate it. And
All
how'd you find out about us?
I've actually been following you guys on Facebook.
Well, mighty fine. There you are.
Appreciate it.
See there?
Thank
hey,
you, Neil.
let me ask you something, Neil. Have you been seeing those little pictures on there with, like Hot Mama, like a buck, sad? We've been putting these.
Yeah, sure have. I'm actually wanting to try that scent you got that's in the hot sauce bottle.
Well, yeah.
That's it.
Listen, it ain't no museum. You can buy that stuff and take it home with you.
You
Yeah.
got it, babe.
Yeah, listen, you can get this time of year, seriously, Neil, even though your pick of your rut is, you should be well on the tail end of I don't know, Arkansas. But those bucks have already started chasing does over there. Neil?
Yeah?
Yeah, I said bucks have already started chasing does.
Probably on the tail end.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually started
Yeah, so they're
about 2 weeks ago.
all right. Well, you're starting to be on the slide, starting to slide down the mountain, and but so you can use what you want to finish the season out with is buck urine and estrus.
Okay.
Trail them both in, hang them both up. When you grunt, that's a buck trailing a doe. He needs to smell both. Seriously, when you grunt, and I don't know if you use a grunt call, but if you do, that's putting him downwind. He needs to smell what he's hearing. That's a buck. But
I
you
use a grunt.
get buck urine and estrus, and you're good for the rest of the year. If you get the foam,
Yep.
you don't have to get the pump.
Yeah.
So we have it in an 8-ounce foam, and so
Foam's nice,
that
Neil.
old boy from Louisiana today, we had a boy called in, and it's bad when you recognize the numbers. That's how many times he's called in for this stuff, and he ordered 3 more bottles of buck urine today.
Oh, he did? I saw that.
That's crazy.
Buck foam.
He's serious about it now. He's killing some deer, but you can't
We
go.
got a ditch right here in Hot Springs. I will be taking a visit over there tomorrow.
All right,
All
go
right.
get it.
Good
And if
deal.
you can't get it, call us back, and we'll make sure you get some. And tell Mama, no, seriously, tell Mama that we got this Christmas thing going on.
Yep.
Santa Claus, he can be good to you this year.
All right, I sure will.
All right, Neil.
Appreciate it, Neil. Thanks for calling in, man. Tell everybody about it.
All right.
All right,
Nice to
guys.
meet you guys.
Thank
All
you,
right,
sir.
buddy.
Bye-bye. Good folks everywhere. ain't it?
That's right.
All right, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Good guys. We'll be right back.
Rise and shine. It's time to hunt. Repel and kill the bugs that bug you most with the all-natural 100% deep-free BioShield.
You've waited your whole life for this moment. Don't spoil your opportunity because of poor preparation. Keep your optics clean and fog-free for a clear shot every time. Fog Zero.
Introducing Scent Defense, a revolutionary 3-in-1 formula from Top Secret. Infused with antimicrobial silver copper synergy technology to attack odor before it starts. Fortified with NeuroX to attack and repel insects instantly. Scent Defense is specifically formulated to attract deer while simultaneously destroying odor. Scent Defense, the 3-in-1 formula for success.
We're back. All right. Let's see here. I believe they told us that we needed to get to some Facebook questions.
Yeah.
All right, Big Steve, what we got?
We got Jesse French from Portage, Wisconsin. Am I
Yep,
right?
yep.
All right. What type of deer scent do you believe calms deer down?
As though I'm saying yep, yep, as though I can pronounce it if you can't. So if you say it, I'm going to agree with it.
Well, we know it's top secret,
That's
first
right.
of all.
All right, so let's say the question is, what scent calms deer down?
Yeah.
I mean, between estrus, buck, and doe. Deer scent, that's a big, because you got synthetics, you got different kind of scent.
Right,
But
right.
Let's talk about urines, the real
Actually,
stuff.
from deer, yeah.
Probably out of the three, doe. Just
Yeah.
regular doe urine.
Right.
That just kind of says somebody's in the area, no big deal. I mean, if you just want to shoot a doe,
Right.
a deer period,
There's a new gal.
Doe urine. Buck early season, they're not mad. It's not so much the scent with doe and buck. Estrus is different.
Yeah. That's not common.
Because that's a little different, and it carries a little more intensity to it. Not only for the doe that's coming in, but other does that are coming in. They don't want to be around that doe. And a lot of people will say, "Ooh, I had a doe spook because I
Right.
was using estrus." Chances are high she was coming in, the one that spooked, and came up against the estrus and thought, "My God, I don't want to hang around here."
Right.
Because another buck's coming here, and I don't want to be ran.
I
But
wanna
she's
be left
coming
alone.
in, and the whole reason she's running, buck chasing does. The reason does running is because they're coming in, they're not ready.
Right,
That's the
right.
reason they're running. So
Well, Don, and also I've had, and I've noticed this especially with Top Secret, that with the buck urine, now that I really use the buck urine from the first day bow season, and I've noticed when does hit the trail that they really are interested in the buck urine. They'll sit there, and I mean I can hear them just really taking in that buck urine smell, and
Well-
it really, I mean, it puts them right there. If I wanted to shoot, I mean, it really is nice.
A buck spends more time with bucks in a 12-month period of time than they do with a doe. A doe primarily is during the peak of the rut. So, can you tell the difference in that all in the year or any particular time of the year?
Well, no, just always. It seems like, but now this was early bow season. Which
'cause-
makes sense because they're not
Yeah.
around bucks.
That's right. And so but it'll get more intense as the season goes along, and it varies from state to state and deer ratio where they are.
Yeah, the buck to doe
Pressure
ratio.
buck doe ratio. Because hey, just common sense is if you got less does or less bucks, so you got less interaction.
Yeah.
Especially with pressure putting them together. And they're like anything else. Deer recognize other deer.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing how if you watch the Discovery Channel, you see all this stuff, and they recognize each other, and so
That's how they speak the language.
that's right. I mean, that's how they stay alive 12 months out of the year. It's not just hunting season, 12 months out of the year, 24/7. Let's see. I believe we got a telephone call. They're conspiring in there and saying they think they do. All right, let's see who we got. All righty, you got Don Bell and Steve Burklow. Who we got?
This is Jack Stuck,
Big Jack.
All right.
Jack, where you from?
Oklahoma.
Look at you. What part of Oklahoma?
Claremore, just outside of Tulsa.
South near. Are you south or north?
I'm northeast of Tulsa.
Northeast.
What is that just south of there?
Norman?
Norman.
Yeah.
That's it. What's south of Norman?
What's south of Norman? Is that Chickasha?
There's a dealer down there we do seminars for. Maybe 35, 40 miles south of Tulsa.
That'd be, that wouldn't be Norman.
Is it Norman? There's an Army
35,
base.
40 miles south of Norman.
There's a big Air Force
also,
base or Army base or something there.
Henrietta, Shakota.
What is the name of that thing? Broken Arrow, I think's the name of it. Anyway,
Broken Arrow?
yeah,
They're
you know,
definitely Broken Arrow.
yeah. No, well, I think that's the name of the dealer, but there may be a Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. But
There is, Broken
there?
Arrow, yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that a bit.
Yeah, there's a Broken Arrow. There's also a Broken Bow as well.
Yeah.
Well, I've only been lost once in my life. Well, let me say turned around badly, and that was in South Oklahoma.
Right.
I was trying to get out of Oklahoma to get to North Texas to do a seminar. Actually, I said North Texas. I was trying to get in Northern Louisiana. And I've never been lost. You know you're never lost unless the people that you talk to are lost. And them folks were lost. They could not get me to a stinking interstate.
Right?
They couldn't. I ain't lying to you. I don't know how many before daylight.
That's before GPS, huh?
Well, I had GPS. It wouldn't work.
Oh, shoot.
And man, I ain't never.
Yeah, GPS ain't gonna work in South
I ain't never seen so many critters ran over. Going, you know. I mean, I seen all kind of critters being ran over. I don't think there was a coon left, and that everything was getting run over going down there. But anyway, we know we're glad you're in Oklahoma. What kind of question you got for us tonight, Big Jack?
Well, I was going to ask you what would cause a late season rut or a later season rut?
What would cause a later season rut?
What would cause it to
Later
start?
than normal, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Later.
Well,
Well,
you're in Oklahoma, so you're going to be pretty constant. You're on the edge. You know, the peak of the rut, historically, you know, you got pre-peak and post. You're asking about
Right.
the peak. In the Midwest, you know, it's historically going to be the peak. First
15
couple,
days
yeah,
of-
first 2 weeks in November.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you just had to put a gun to your head, go the 7th to the 15th.
right.
You know,
Right.
pretty much true. And you're kind of on that verge, but kind of a little off of it. And I know that sounds stupid, but it's the truth in it. So you're kind of you're on the verge of that normacy.
And we know crazy because Alabama's all different.
Right. You know, so look, the peak of the rut in Alabama is literally
End of January.
end of January, and truth to be known, you know, they extended our season 2 years ago
Yeah. End of February.
to the middle of February,
Yeah.
and to first 2 weeks in February. And truth of the matter is probably last week in January, first week in February is the true peak. But the reason I'm saying that is that in the Midwest, it is. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
All right. My hands it's like a mountain, and the peak is the word estrus means a doe will stand and not run. You ever seen a buck chase a doe?
Oh, yeah.
You see her running, and people go, "You don't believe this?" Tomorrow, I ask people, say, "Hey, how many's ever seen a buck chase a doe?" They'll raise their hand and say, "Okay, when that buck's chasing a doe, that doe's in what?"
She's in heat.
She's in heat, or she's in estrus. That's what they're going to say.
Right.
But in reality, Jack, she's not. She's coming into estrus. The word estrus means she'll stand and not run. The reason she's running is she's coming in. She don't want Steve to fool with her, so she's running.
She's not in yet.
Once she comes in, she'll stand. The peak of the rut anywhere in North America is when the majority of the does are standing in your area or on your piece of property. Now, having said that, the peak of the rut historically in the Midwest, of which you're kind of sort of not exactly the same, is the first 2 weeks in November. So,
Yep.
so having said that, you started seeing bucks chase does when?
Well, with the pre-rut, we usually see them in the pre-rut really heavy in late October.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll start the peak rut, like you say, the first couple weeks of November.
So you're on the back side of that, and so the question is,
What would make it later?
what would make the peak of the rut move
Yeah.
further down? Now you can have obviously weather,
Yeah. Temperature.
temperature.
Yeah. Which has been really mild this year.
that can push it. And really, that's the only variable that'll push it.
Yeah.
Really.
I guess the biggest variable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what I figured.
if
It's temperature.
Yeah. If it's warmer, it'll kind of ebb and flow.
Mm-hmm.
But you get that cold weather, and there's an intensity to it. The further south you come, in Alabama, we don't have this. You see my hand? We don't have that. We have little molehills like this.
Yeah.
Ebbs and flows. We just don't have it because we don't hold that cold weather as long. So, you know, when buck starts chasing does in Alabama and it gets cold, people lay off from work. They go climb a tree because, you know, they're looking for that. And But you're in a great part of the world. There's some good deer in Oklahoma.
I hunted in Oklahoma about 15 years ago.
Are you from there?
I am born and raised.
Well, my Lord, it's a beautiful place, and it's the salt of the earth, man.
I hunted in Woodward, Oklahoma a long time ago, about 15 years ago.
Where's that?
Woodward's out there. It separates. It's in the Panhandle.
Yeah, in the
It separates,
Panhandle.
Colorado,
Northwest.
New Mexico, and
Yeah.
Kansas.
Texas.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
It's a gorgeous piece
yeah.
of the world.
Oklahoma's the transition. I had a guy one time back when, God, this was years ago, back when I started Code Blue, we had the tarsal gland. No, this was back with Tinks. Had the tarsal gland. Lord have mercy, he called in and he gave me the right. I mean, he chewed me up one side. And before I could ever get, hey, what's your problem? What happened, he hung a tarsal gland up and a deer got it out of his mouth, pulled it down with his mouth, started chewing it and walking off. And he was complaining to me that
He took it.
he took the tarsal gland. And when he finally got to it, let's say, Jack, you're the guy. I said, well, Jack, what was the purpose of hanging that gland up there? I want to shoot me a buck. Did you watch him walk up there and chew it and walk off? Yeah. Why didn't you shoot him? I mean,
You can't make that up.
First of all, it did what it was supposed to do, and he was still in your gland. Shoot him. You got a reason to shoot him. But do you use deer scent? I'm assuming you do.
I do. I do.
And I'm assuming easy.
I do use deer scent.
Okay, good. I thought I was letting you know you live on air now. Don't be talking.
Yeah.
Don't be talking no trash.
I do use deer scent.
Do you use our scent? Top secret.
I do.
Look at there.
Man.
I know he was a good man.
I was about to say,
could
don't
tell
cuss
where-
us. Don't cuss us.
I'll tell you where you're from. You sounded good. Let me tell you, Jack, seriously, Top Secret literally is changing the scent industry.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just common sense. Single urine, no
It's
oxygen.
simple.
Dark urine says the deer was there. Clear yellow urine says he is there. And I hope you're seeing our commercials on TV if you watch television shows.
Yeah, I do.
Because we sponsor 142 television shows.
I mean,
People ask us, who you telling? We're telling everybody.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate you using
Yeah.
it. And
Yes, sir.
how'd you find out about us?
Well, you know what? I started following you guys on Facebook a while back, and then I started buying your products. And
Well, good.
I live by them. I'm going to tell you right now.
Well, we appreciate it. We do.
Jack, we appreciate that.
We do. Hey, let me ask you a question. We'll let you go. Are you still following us on Facebook?
Absolutely.
Do you see have you started seeing the little things with the deer doing crazy stuff? And we got these little sayings in there. Well, like peekaboo or I'm sad.
Yes, I have. Yeah, now that you said that, yes, I have.
The one that's standing in the snow, I believe in Santa Claus. There really is a Santa Claus.
Yes.
We just think
I've seen that one.
we just think that's cute, and I'm seem to be the only one that thinks it's cute.
I was going to say, Don thinks it's cute.
Because they'll come in there with a picture in the office, and if you see how we write that up and how that gets on air, you think them folks are crazy. You know what we ought to do? We ought to do a Facebook campaign, let people send them in to us.
There you go. I like that.
Absolutely. There you go.
Jack, you can kick that off.
Jack, yeah, you do that, and you know what we'll do? We'll kick that off tomorrow. Tom, let's make a note of that, and we'll have us a campaign, the cutest sayings with it.
That's right. Facebook
But we have to
campaign.
watch
That'll
it.
work.
We have to edit, because some people, I ain't kidding you, some people sitting in here X-rated.
Well, send them.
Oh,
We'll eat them out.
Especially on Facebook.
Steve said, we'll weed them out. That's bad. You can tell this is a live show. All right, well, listen, Jack, thank you. We appreciate the support, appreciate you calling, and tell somebody else about this stuff.
Absolutely, fellas. I reshare your posts all the time.
Man, we appreciate it. And
Keep doing what you're doing.
hey, thank you. We appreciate you doing it, and call us anytime.
All right, thanks,
Jack,
guys.
Merry Christmas.
All right, Merry Christmas to you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Good folks in this world, ain't it?
Oh, I tell you what.
Let's take a commercial break. We'll come right back.
From Don Bell, the founder of Code Blue, comes top Serve dough esters, the finest dough esters ever collected. Top secret oxygen-free collection process is a complete generation above Code Blue. Our patent-pending collection process means no ammonia and no ammonia smell. At a limited quantity of 12,000 bottles, only 0.1% of hunters will be lucky enough to add Top Secret to their arsenal. Visit TopSecretDeerScent.com today and join the 0.1% Club.
All right, Steve, we back. Guess what we're going to do?
It's live, ain't it?
It's live. We're going to talk about what?
1/10 of 1% Club.
Hey, tell them all about it, Big Steve.
Well, hey, the 1/10 of 1% Club is just that. There's
is.
how many deer hunters in the world? 12 million?
Well, yep, we got 12 million deer hunters in America.
That's right. We got 1,200 bottles. That's 1/10 of 1%.
Well, we got 12,000 of the estrus
12,000,
and
I'm sorry.
1,200 of the buck.
That's it.
That's it.
All right, so all you got to do is buy a $100 bottle,
That's
either
right.
one. That automatically gets you into the club. And they're going to throw up the club benefits up there in just a second. But
It is the best, guys.
that's the best.
Listen,
there is.
seriously, it's that time of year. It's Christmas. We kid on the show, but we're serious with this. Tell Mama, tell Papa, this is an excellent Christmas gift. It gets you into the club. It's 26 ounces of the best urine that's ever hit this industry. Single urine, no oxygen. And you can't say what don't work in that bottle because we pulled the buck off of the doe. Or we pulled the buck off of these does. She was literally standing. Folks, it's in process urine.
I mean,
And what we don't have a lot of, we got, like Steve said, it's 12,000 bottles for 12 million deer hunters, thus the 1/10 of 1% Club. But we ain't got but about 1,100, 1,200 bottles of the buck because we don't do the math. You don't need as many bucks to service that many does.
Right.
So you always have less bucks. So the buck urine is scarce than the estrus. But you can be a club member either way.
exactly.
And by joining the club, even tonight, as we're doing this, they actually get enrolled for a chance to do what?
Win the free hunt we got coming up, and heck, it's just about 3 or 4 weeks away
right.
now.
So if you join, you get it for Christmas or get it now, you get your name in the hat. Some of our club members, they have they buy a bottle of buck and estrus where they get their names twice
in there, yeah.
So guys, seriously, don't do it for the chance to win the hunt alone. That's just a byproduct. You will love this product. These old boys that's buying this stuff, they don't give it up.
Right.
And nobody can ever take it away from
Right.
you
Yeah, you'll have it from now on.
unless you give it up.
Yeah.
Every year, you get to renew that membership, which means you buy your bottle again. And nobody can, it's like buying season tickets at Alabama. The dog, and if you don't think them season tickets ain't getting high right now.
They tough.
Nobody can take it away from you. Till you give it up, dude, you're screwed up because you lose it.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Get you one ordered. Santa Claus will bring it to you. And you'll have, in fact, get it tonight, and we can have Santa Claus have it before Christmas.
Yep.
All right, let's see. All righty, Big Steve, they tell us we're going to try to catch up a few here in between some calls. Who we got?
We got Lance Nibley from Cornish, New Hampshire. If I purchase your scents for a Christmas gift, will they be good next fall if stored in a cool, dark location?
Yes.
That's an excellent question.
It is, and
And really, that's a good question
Yep.
because ours is really about the only one that will do
that's
that.
right. Not only is it a good timing for Christmas, and yes, we can make Christmas. Guys, as a general rule, if you call us by 1 o'clock each day, 1 Central Standard Time, it will ship the same day. If you call us before 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll ship it UPS that day. Now, having said that, what Steve's talking about is that ours is only one. It starts with no oxygen, and you can take the Scent Saver system here. If you buy the big bottle or the 3-ounce bottle, and you simply pour it in, pump it out. Everybody's seen us do it. It's a Scent Saver system right there. You can simply pump it out. Once you do that, it's good. And guys, if you keep it in just a closet, a cool, dark room, you haven't got to put it in the refrigerator. And for heaven's sakes, don't put it in the kitchen refrigerator. Now, you're out in the man cave, you can do that.
All right.
For instance, old Mike Now, he's got a fine man cave. That's Steve's brother. He just built the house. And, dude, I'm talking about a fine man cave. But I got news for you. Mama ain't going to let him bring it in the kitchen. He can keep it in that little refrigerator outside on the porch right there.
That's right.
It'll be just good. But not inside. But to answer your question is yes. Excellent Christmas gift. Seriously, pump it out. You're good to go to next year. It is not hard to figure out if it's good or bad. If it's dark, it's got oxygen to it. Top Secret is literally changing the scent industry. I mean, once you realize it, you'll realize that you're using bad to Top Secret.
That's right.
It is fine. All right, who else we got?
All right, we got Spencer Allen from northern Iowa. How do deer travel with wind patterns? Any specific approach?
In Iowa, it's flat.
Yes, sir.
So you haven't got to worry too much about this and this, but it's going to be a directional for the day, you know, for most part. I mean, it's going to be coming.
Ain't much blocking it, huh?
That's what I'm saying. It's
deflecting it.
You're pretty much committed. You know, and a deer is going to work the wind. But what's crazy is especially in seminars, we show this to people, and so guys, everybody's watching. If the wind's coming from behind Steve and my back, and it's hitting us in the back, and it's going this way, which way's downwind? Toward the camera. That's downwind the way I'm pointing. So most people think a buck's going to turn and go downwind and come right straight into us. But in reality, you can't see it on the screen, but that's downwind. So he could hook the wind and corner it and come straight in this way and quarter the wind to Steve. So downwind is here.
Right.
Not
From
just
here all the way.
That's right. Because he could cup it and hit the wind and quarter it. So, but now I've seen deer not work the wind.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, when a buck gets up, a doe, but when a buck gets up, his first thing he's doing is he's getting the hell out of Dodge. He's going to get out of danger, and then he'll work it.
Yeah.
He's just getting up and leaving. But, you know, he'll work it once he's doing it. But if you're talking about just travel, you know, I think in what Spencer's asking.
Just general travel.
General travel, yeah. They're going to have their, and there's variations on that too, because you think about it, do deer have trails they travel? Sure. Just like we have interstates and roads. The wind doesn't always cross that trail in the same direction. Right. So there is times that they may not be hitting with the wind, but as a general rule, they're going, especially in danger, they're going to travel with that wind. Spencer, I hope that just doesn't confuse you completely to death. But as a general rule, deer do certain things, and then there's the exceptions.
Right.
And the key to success is understanding the exceptions. And the circumstances to be able to do that. And
anytime you can be upwind, that's where you want to be.
And I just want it to be heard and known that I didn't say nuance. I saw him back there squirming like he didn't say it. All right, they don't like me to say nuance. All right, Steve, who else we got?
All right, we got Edward Wilters from Spencerville, Indiana. Why do deer lick their nose when smelling?
It is a process. You know, like a dog, how they'll lick their nose and keep it moist.
It enhances their.
It enhances it, but and you know, a lot of times people ask us, why do deer blow? Why will a deer? I had this buck come running up, or a doe, but certainly a buck, and he just stopped and he blew, and then threw his head up. And what they're doing is they're clearing that nose to be able to clear everything out that he can get out of it to get whatever he thinks is new and dangerous to come in.
Right.
So, you know, they're working that nose, and a wet nose is a good nose. So, all right, let's see Big Edward. Let's see who else we got now, Steve.
All right, we got a top secret website question from Nathaniel Baker from Odenville, Alabama.
Odenville.
Do any top secret scents require refrigeration once opened? And second part of the question, does the foam stay oxygen free, or once it is used, is it start ammoniating?
All right. First answer is no.
No refrigeration required.
It doesn't require it. It's not going to hurt it. It's certainly not going to hurt it, but you do not freeze it. Right. You don't want to freeze it. It's not going to help it keep it cool.
Right. Just keep room temp.
Yeah, room temperature in a cool, dark place. Just, common sense rules. Don't put it in the truck and leave it in the truck. Just like
Right.
you wouldn't leave a dog or a baby in the trunk. It gets hot in there.
It's 9,800 degrees.
Heat's not good for urine. Even if it's inside with no oxygen. 3 things degradate urine: light, heat, and oxygen. Oxygen being the number one.
Mm-hmm.
So the darker and the cooler, or just cool with no oxygen, it's like wine. That's the reason they put wine in barrels and they store it in warehouses with dark.
Right.
I mean, that's the reason they put them in cellars and not on top of the warehouse.
Yeah.
So same kind of thing. Let's see. He said
Does the foam stay oxygen free once it's used, or does it start ammoniating? So
yes. The key
pump.
the key between the foam here versus here is that this is oxygen free. Once you open it, you need to be able to keep it oxygen free. You need to be able to use the scent saver system to pump it out. Once they buy the scent saver, Steve, that's a one-time purchase.
Yep, you got it from then on.
You're using it for, you can just use it for years. So we'll open this and pour it in there, and he'll pump it out between it, and he'll plug it and he'll pump it. Yep. That's to keep this oxygen free.
Yep.
The foam, once you buy the foam, you do not have to don't open it. I wonder what's in there.
Yeah.
You open it, you put oxygen to it, there's no way to pump this back out. So this stays, it only ammoniates once you foam it.
Right, so it stays good the whole 300 pumps.
And
I think I'd answered the last part of his statement. It says, I bought a bottle of Hot Mama, and it turned blackish brown quickly after using it. I refrigerated it, but after 2 uses, it was black, and I ended up dumping over half the bottle out. Well, sounded like it didn't have the scent saver.
That's exactly what happened.
Once you open it, you've got to put it in the scent saver and pump it out.
That
keeps it.
Exactly what Steve is saying, and Nathaniel, guys, can you see that in there good? All right, now watch this. That's what Nathaniel bought right there.
Yeah.
He opened it, he used it for a couple times, and then he even put it in the refrigerator. But what happens, guys, if you don't pump it out, that has no oxygen. That'll sit there indefinite and will not change.
Right.
It can't. There's no oxygen get to it. But if you open it, literally just open it and close it, you put oxygen in that head space. Even if you put it in the refrigerator, it's going to change and it's going to look like that.
Exactly.
That's what it's going to look like if you don't pump it out. And it's amazing. This is why Top Secret's changing the scent industry, because common sense says that oxygen makes it look like this. This says a deer's there now. This says a deer was there.
Exactly.
This is what the industry customers are used to buying, this right here. This is what they can buy now. Mm-hmm. This says a deer was there. This says the deer is there. Hey, you want to go get it from a tree stand and sit there and freeze your butt off? Which one you want to use? You want to tell him you were there or that you are there?
There now. Yep.
There it is.
You got to have that. You got to have that, Nathaniel.
So, Nathaniel,
one-time purchase, but you got to have it. You can use 100,
that's
whatever.
cast me out. Well worth its money.
Or with the foam, like you said, you don't have to have.
Right. If you don't want to pump it out, $14.95 for the 3 ounce, $19.95 for the 8 ounce foam. Get 300 pumps.
That's right.
So, all right.
Yep.
Who else we got right there?
All right, we got another top secret website question. Michael Podner from Bossier City, Louisiana. First of all, I think all your products are great. I have one question about the Scent Defense field spray. Being that it has a citrus smell and there are no fruit trees in my area, do you think that the new scent could alarm the deer? No. We've had great results from.
That's right.
And no citrus in our area.
Guys, for years, there's 2 ways to track deer with scent. 3 actually. One is obviously sexual, which is the estrus, the buck, the doe. Mm-hmm. The second one is a curiosity scent, and then of course the third one is like a food type smell. Mm-hmm. What this does, and people say, well, if you put a southern deer's urine in the north, a northern deer won't come to it. Well, that's silly. Of course they'll come to it. If you take a southern lady and take her north, you think a guy's not going to pay attention to her up there? We overthink that. It's a whitetail. And it's whitetail's a whitetail. It doesn't matter if it comes from Alabama. Well, it depends on what he's eating. He's a whitetail.
Yeah.
And so, and guys, so we overthink it. So to your point with the citrus, scent defense is very specifically designed to smell like that. Scent defense is the only one in the industry that we have three. It does three things. It kills human odor with a whole new
silver copper
synergy. A whole different, better. We advance the game, better mousetrap. Then it is formulated to repel ticks, mosquitoes, any kind of biting insect.
Exactly.
And then we formulated it for the smell. We enhanced it to where it would attract the deer.
It's an attractant. So
it is formulated to smell like that, Michael, to where the deer will come to it. And what's crazy about it, they come to it with their tongue stuck out, licking their nose. Go back to what the other question was, licking their nose.
And Don, we're having people call in saying, I've had a deer come within feet of me.
It's
looking
crazy.
For that smell.
It's crazy.
Or smelling their stand, their ladder.
And it doesn't matter if it's a fawn, a doe, or a buck. They all come in the same way. And what's crazy about it, they do it 365 days a year.
Yep.
It is a pretty unique. Top Secret changes the industry in their urine class. Scent defense absolutely changes the odor stop market because everybody else just does what?
Just kills your human odor.
Kills human odor. Ours kills human odor with a better mousetrap with copper silver synergy, and it also repels and attracts. And they say, how do you do that? That's the key to it. And it's how we do it. And dog, man, it is neat.
Oh, yeah.
So I hope that, Michael, I hope that answered your question. I hope you've tried it. And if you hadn't, get you some and try it. Give us a call back. It'll be like everybody else. You'll like it. Good stuff. We got time for one more? Two more, okay.
All right, we got a Facebook question. Courtney Bula, Ames, Iowa. How does the second peak rut compare to the first peak in November?
What a lot of people say, Steve, and I think it's what Courtney's asking, is they refer to it as a second rut, and what it is, it's just the tail end of the peak of the rut.
Oh, okay. Another cycle?
Yeah, what it is the peak is here, and they're coming. I'm trying to find me in the screen. This is the peak of the mountain. As you come down the mountain, those that didn't get bred, this is when the majority of the does are in, and not all of them, the majority.
Right.
And those that didn't get bred is going to come back in and recycle.
Right.
Or didn't get bred, so there's less of them.
There's another majority of women.
That's what they call the second rut. It is it's less intensity, but it's also, Courtney, a great time to rattle. In Iowa, you can rattle in the peak, and it's not that it's not effective, but best time to rattle in Iowa would be just before the peak and right after. And the reason for it, there's not many does in. There's competition. In the peak, man, they're standing everywhere. Yeah. So it's less. It doesn't bring the intensity to it as it does pre and peak. So to answer your question, Courtney, yes, post rut. That's the winding down. It's the tail end of the rut, and those that didn't get bred come back in. They get rebred. Yeah. Still good hunting.
Yeah.
Still good hunting.
Yeah, I was good hunting all the time. I would think.
Anytime. Courtney, call us and we'll come go hunt.
That's right. All right, we got Jaden Williams from Frankfort, Kentucky. Does each buck have a specific scent that other deer can identify?
Yes.
Yeah.
Deer can identify other deer. And, just like a bloodhound can tell the difference between us or all of us are in a room. A deer can tell the difference between that. That's the reason a fawn to a doe, it's the animals.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It's just the way, what's crazy is look at zebra in Africa, the way they do that. And they do it not only by scent, but they do it by the pattern on the skin.
Wow.
And just think about how many different patterns that is. So it's pretty unique the way the good Lord designed everything. But the answer is yes, they
keeps
can.
their bud alive, doesn't it?
You bet it does, and it only gets enhanced the older they get because they come to understand what those scents mean when and where they smell it. So is it so important to understand that nuance in order to be able to kill that buck in a given time?
Right.
Because you know, like, if he does this, you can do this to get him. So, absolutely. All right, we got one more.
One more question. All right, we got Brandon Baker from De Pere, Wisconsin. I don't know if I'm saying
I
that
don't
right.
know where that is, but it's in Wisconsin, so it's good.
Got to be good. How far do you believe a buck can smell your deer scent from a wick?
We did a research, and they can do it 117 miles.
I thought you was going to say yards. Boy, then you
117 miles.
Then I knew I'd been
Brandon, I'm lying.
And it's got a lot of
But
variables.
I ain't lying much.
Yeah. A lot of variables, though. But
Yeah. I mean, look, if the wind's blowing, first of all, the deer can smell whatever it is they're smelling based on the distance of the wind or what the wind's doing.
right, and the currents and
Yeah. I mean, so he has the capability, a deer does, to smell it. But, you know, I don't know what part of Wisconsin that is in. But, you know,
a long way.
yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they can smell it a long ways, but it depends on what the currents are doing and stuff. But yes, that scent, he can pick it up a long ways. Well without a gun, well out of a gun range or a bow range. So you need to pay attention to that, because if he can smell deer scent that far, guess what else he can smell?
He can smell you.
He can smell you. And we got something for that too, don't we?
We got it.
What's
We
it
got
called?
Well, scent defense.
Scent defense.
Yes,
Kills, repels, and attracts.
That's
How you
right.
like that? Kills, repels, and attracts.
I love it.
That was thought out, wasn't it? All right,
That's
folks. Big Brandon, hope that answered your question. And guys, listen, it's a week before Santa Claus comes.
Yeah. I said we're going to be here next week, but we won't be.
We're going to be here next week telling you we ain't there
That's
because
right.
it's Christmas Eve. Guys, Merry Christmas.
Merry
It's another
Christmas.
year, and we appreciate all the support. We look forward to another big year this year. In fact, listen, we're blessed. You guys, we appreciate all the growth, and we got you some more junk coming.
That's right.
I'm going to tell you about it first week in January. Merry Christmas. Come again.